Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business on your number one dial, Nigeria's first and only business radio, IBR 92.5 FM. My name is Ibrahim Shita, and we are, on Let's Talk Business, we talk about things that will really help your business. As we are here, we're established solely to make your business triumph, to make you prosper in your business, and anything that you're doing, you will definitely triumph and be successful. Okay, I'll be your host today on Let's Talk Business, and we'll be looking at mistakes when starting a business. The top different mistakes that we do, that you do, that every one of us does when we are starting our business, and how to avoid all those mistakes. Because if you don't know all those mistakes, it will definitely affect you. And when you're making a mistake, when you're starting a business, then how do you want to build an edifice on a foundation that is not, well made? Okay, we'll be doing this together. I would like you to go on our Twitter handle at IBR925FM, at IBR925FM. You see a post there. Tell us, how do you avoid mistakes in business? How do you avoid mistakes in business? Alright, send your comments to at IBR925FM, at IBR925FM, and on Facebook, Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Of course, it always saddens me to see or hear small businesses folding. Yes, most definitely. But when they close down within a year or two of opening, it is especially sad. And so many times this happens. It's for the same basic reason. Someone has started the wrong business in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, if you want to start a business, read through the following list, things that I'll be sharing with you of business mistakes, and take them to heart. Any one of them could sabotage your new business venture and turn it into a failure rather than a success. Of course, there are many books to read, there are so many things to learn, there are so many places, so many people to ask, and also this is a right channel for you to know all these mistakes in order to avoid them when you're starting your business. Okay, the first thing I'll be sharing with you is not doing a business plan. When they say, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If I had even just 50 cents, like I say I have let's say 100,000 naira, or let's say 50,000 naira for every time someone asks me, is this a good business idea? Over the years I'll be a wealthy man. The problem is, unless I write a business plan, I have no idea, and you won't either. So that's the main purpose of a business plan. You need to know how to do a business plan before you start anything. You can imagine going to the market, you have different lists of items that you want to buy, you do scale of preferences, and you don't know exactly what you want to buy without scale of preference, and you just go to the market. You buy things that you don't even want. So you need to sit down, think about all these things that you need to start your business. You write them down, you put them in order of preference, then you can then go to the market to buy all those things. So this is very essential when you're starting a business. You need to do a business plan because it's time consuming though and demands a lot of research. But investing time now will save you so much time and money later. Okay, also another mistake that we often make when we are starting a business is doing what you love. Well, in my opinion, contrary though to so many other people's opinion, the person who first said, "What do you love?" should be shot. That's just an enlightenment. But at least forced to eat 7 bad restaurant meals in a row while wearing trousers that do not fit properly in a building that can be adequately heated. Funny though, it sounds fine in the theory, but the reality is there is a whole lot of people out there who love things they are not good at. My official advice, don't do what you love. Do what you're good at and what people will pay you well for. Not just pay you for, but what they will pay you well for. It's not as catchy, but it's a whole lot of profitable. And when I say do not do what you love, there are so many things that are there. Okay? The thing is, one of the most common piece of advice to those who are thinking of starting a small business is to do what they love. But I've even given this advice several times, in those days, but years of advising people who want to start their own businesses and watching them go through the startup process has taught me that I was wrong, or at least being kind to myself. For many people, this advice is misleading, particularly when you are at the stage of starting your own business, where you are casting about for ideas and deciding what kind of business you want to start. Choosing to start a business based on what you love can lead you on a path headed entirely in the wrong direction or even over a cliff. So you should not do what you love because, one, like this maxim says, love is blind. It's a cliche though, but it's also true. Think about the last time you were in love with a person. Magical, wasn't it? But time passes as it always does, and suddenly you start noticing things about your beloved that you never noticed before. So things that are not only not enchanting but irritating and maybe even off-putting. So love sugarcoats your vision and blinds you to defects. You need to know what operating or type of business you choose is really like, not what you think or hope it's like. So one of the things that just doing things that you love can affect you is love also attempts to you to take shortcuts. You definitely want to do things very fast. It also makes you irrational. You need to do things that not because you love that thing, but because you are good at it and people will pay you well for that thing. It's good to have a passion about something, but think about something you are also good at. It is really, really very important, and that is a whole lot more profitable. Another mistake is not doing any market research. I see increasing numbers of people starting businesses without bothering to do any of this, and then being heartbroken when their new business, which they have invested so much time and money in, collapses. Test your products and service first before you start a business. If you don't, you have no idea if people are even going to want to buy them. You may think you make the tastiest spaghetti, rice, or anything in all the world. No, but will anyone else? It's not like that. So you need to always do market research. And what is market research about? You see, market research is sort of a collection and analysis of information about consumers, competitors, and the effectiveness of marketing programs. While market research is crucial for business startup, it's also essential for established businesses to increase profits. It's accurate information about their profits, about the marketplace, the target audience, talking about the customers, and the competition that allows the development of a successful marketing plan. Now, so how do businesses use market research? Business owners use market research to first determine the feasibility of a new business. Market research is an essential component of a business plan, just like I told you earlier on, for startup businesses. So if market research does not indicate a demand for the product or service, the proposed business will not likely be viable. You also need to test interest in new products or services to respond to customer needs. Another thing is find and develop new markets. It's really, really very important. It's always said that there's nothing new in the sun, nothing new under the sun, just like people say. But you can create something which is not new, but in a different way. And that is what we call creativity. You also need to monitor industry and economic trends and develop strategies to adapt the business to the changing environment. A part of market research is determining optimal product placement. When, where, and how should a product or service be distributed? Improve aspects of the businesses, such as the customer service. You also need to develop competitive strategies. For example, setting competitive pricing for products or services, or determining how your products or services and customer service compare to the competition. You also need to develop optimal strategies for promotion, and on and on and on like that. All you need to do to avoid startup mistakes is to also do your market research properly. How do you avoid mistakes in business? How do you avoid mistakes in business, especially when you are starting up? Okay, I'm sharing with you things that we often do when we are starting a business, which definitely affect the success of our business. How do you avoid mistakes in business, especially when you are just starting up? I already shared some tips with you, some things, brought some things to your knowledge, to your notice as well. How all those mistakes that we often do when we are starting a business. Which the first one I told you, not doing a business plan. If you fail to plan, then you're already planned to fail. That's a maxim there. Also, I told you, doing what you love. It's not, in my own opinion, though, don't do what you love. Do what you are good at and what people will pay you well for. Not just pay you, but pay you wholesomely well for. Also, not doing any market research. If you don't do research, then what would you be doing? You have to think about what you want to do, how you want to do it, and where you are actually bringing that thing into fruition, so that people will definitely patronize your product. Okay, another tip I want to share with you is, which is the fourth on the list, is ignoring the competition. Ignoring the competition. You see, ignoring the competition won't make it good away and can be fatal to your new business. Now, the simple question: if you're selling your books, let's assume you have a bookshop or you have a boutique. If you're selling a T-shirt for, let's say, 2,000 naira or 2,500, or let's say 3,000 naira, a boutique, and then around just somewhere, another and very down the street is selling a boutique, let's say 2,500. You sell yours for 3,000 naira. Somebody else sell it for 2,500 a piece. Then how many of T-shirts are you going to sell? Just think about it. You need to also think about what other people are selling, what you are selling, and the same thing all other people are selling. The look, the smell, the feel, the taste better than yours, depending on what you're selling. So you need to also know all these things, put them into consideration. All these things will show you how to keep tabs on the competition that matters. Another aspect of competition you need to understand is market saturation. The pie is only so big, so to speak, for every product or service. So, for instance, if you want to open a dog grooming business, I have a friend in my station here who does dog business. There may be any room left in your local area to do so because of the number of dog grooming businesses that already exist. Everybody likes dogs. Everybody wants to sell it. So you also want to sell a dog too. How do you want to, to beat your competitors to it? You need to know all these things. Now let me quickly share tips with you. To find out what your competition is up to. One fast way to hamstring your small business is to ignore your competition. While you're busy ignoring them, they may be chomping away at your market share if you don't know what the competition is up to. You can't make the intelligent decisions that will keep the customers you have or entice new ones. But as a small business person, how can you gather the competitive intelligence you need to keep or expand your market share? I'll share some tips with you. First, you need to pay attention to their ads. Advertisements. Of course, you read the local newspapers, watch the news, listen to the radio, and spend time surfing for information about your industry. But when you do, don't just pay attention to the articles. Read ads too. Your competitors' ads can tell you a lot about the particular audience they are trying to target and what particular products or services they are trying to promote. Because useful information indeed when you are planning your own promotions or advertising campaigns. You also need to visit regularly. The best competitive intelligence is current intelligence. So if your competitors have brick and mortar stores, make it a point to make regular visits. Drop in by is a great way to keep your eye on what products or services are being promoted. Check on prices and even get display ideas. Does your competition have a website? Visit it regularly too. Websites can be particularly rich mines of information, telling you more about your competition's plans marketing strategy, and even company's personnel than you need, that you could ever find out in a single visit to their physical plants. You also need to ask your business colleagues. Maybe you have somebody who sells the same thing you're selling, or somebody who does exactly what you're doing. The next time you are with your networking group or socializing with some business colleagues, ask some of them individually what they know about your competitors by name. You may say, for instance, have you heard of so and so big business? Or if you know the person is aware the business exists, you might say, hear anything about so and so business lately? I don't want to mention name, avoiding that. Okay, so keeping your ear to the ground this way may net you some advanced knowledge of your competitors' plans, such as coming sale, a personal change, or even a wish to sell the business. Okay, as part of gathering intelligence about what your competition is up to, you need to ask their customers and clients. Who are those who patronize them? This doesn't mean you should hang out outside their store, buttonholing people when they come out. But some of their customers or clients may be your customers or clients too. So, or you may encounter some of their customers or clients in social situations. It's easy enough to ask someone if he or she has ever dealt with your competitors. If a person says he has, ask what he thought of the service he got or the work the competitor did. What a competition's customers tell you might be something your business could improve on or give you an idea you could adopt. So don't be afraid to delve. Remember, you're looking for information that you can use. If someone says the service was great, that doesn't tell you anything except that he likes it. Dig deeper by asking a question such as, what did you especially like about their service? Or, what do you think they did especially well? You see, all these questions will definitely help you. You also need to be a customer. Because if you're trying to find out, what your competition is up to, what they really do, how they are surviving in the market, it surprises me that more people don't do this, as it's such a great way to keep on top of whatever new product and or services your competition comes up with, and find out just how your competitors' customers are treated. So if I'm selling coffee and someone else is selling coffee at the other end of the street, wouldn't it make sense for me to go over and have a cup of coffee? Besides, being able to compare things such as price, products, and customer service on the spot, I might even gather some great tips about how the other guy does things that could improve my own operations. You also need to sign up. Your competitor's business may offer customers some sort of membership or customer loyalty program. A membership usually includes being notified of sales or events by mail or email. Don't pass up this opportunity to keep up with your competitor is offering customers. No. Also sign up for your competition's newsletter. If there is one, it's another super easy way to gather competitive intelligence. Remember, you're not the only one in the market. So when it comes to your competition, the more you know about what you're doing now and they are planning to do in the future, the better decisions you'll be able to make about your own small business, gathering competitive intelligence on your competitors' needs to become one of your regular habits. Okay, back to our discussion about mistakes. Not taking into account your own strength and weaknesses. We all have them. Yes, unfortunately, sometimes our strengths or weaknesses don't fit well with the business model we want to use. So, leading to disastrous results. For example, if you're not a friendly, outgoing type of a person with good people skills, retail is not for you. It is not for you. It doesn't matter how many years you've dreamed of opening that ice cream parlor or bookstore. It's not for you because you don't you're not friendly. You're not the outgoing type of a person. That doesn't mean you can't buy such a business or start one yourself. But for it to succeed, you need to be aware that working behind the counter is not something you should be doing. You will need to hire staff right away. Okay? Another mistake is not understanding what you're actually selling. The first self-made female millionaire, Helena Rubinstein, didn't become rich selling face cream. No, she became rich selling beauty. There are no ugly women. She used to say, only lazy ones. If your new business is going to be successful, you need to know what you're actually selling and craft your unique selling proposition accordingly. Okay, what really is unique selling proposition, USP? What does it really mean? We are talking business. On this program, let's talk business. Okay, remember to follow us on Twitter at IBR925FM and on Facebook, Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Yes, of course, we are looking at business mistakes that we often do when we are starting small businesses. When we are starting small, we often do mistakes, and how best we can avoid all these mistakes. Said what really is unique selling proposition, USP for short, is what sets your products and services apart from your competitors. Expressed as a single sentence that summarizes the essence of your business, the unique selling proposition serves as the theme of your market. You see, the question the USP answers for your customers is, why buy yours instead of the others? Catch is that the answer the unique selling proposition provides must offer your potential customers a specific benefit that they see as attractive. That's why developing a USP before you bring a product or service to market is a good way to determine in advance if it will sell. If there's nothing that sells a product or service apart from the competition, why will anyone want to buy it? Why? And why spend time or money on depending on a product offering if it's not viable in the marketplace? So a unique selling proposition is an especially critical marketing tool for small businesses who are forced to compete with both other small businesses and larger retail chains. Another thing is not making sure you have enough money. Not making sure you have enough money. 95% of businesses will not make money when they first open, and a large proportion of new businesses will not make significant money for years. The exception, the 5%, is for businesses that are actually just carryovers. Employees who become contractors, a fairly commonplace in industries such as IT, which means you and your family have to have enough money to live on while your new business is getting established, as well as enough money for the business to survive and grow. Okay, another thing is not investing in marketing. Build it and they will come. Another of those particular popular sayings that doesn't actually work. Come where? Why? Or even when? No one will know without some effective marketing. Okay, so for far too many small businesses are reluctant to spend any money on marketing, let alone a significant amount. Free marketing can be excellent, but most free marketing strategies take a significant amount of time before they become effective. Referrals and social media marketing are examples. Of course, you know all this. Also, you need to create a marketing plan, set up some marketing campaigns, and keep doing it if you want your business to be successful. My best tip: market your business before you open it. There is no rule that says you have to wait until your physical or virtual doors are actually open. Okay, my penultimate tip this afternoon is not bothering with any online marketing. One of the mistakes we often do when starting a business. One way or another, your small business has to be online. No matter what, you may or may not need a website. Many individuals who provide services use other rooms on the web, such as Facebook or LinkedIn pages. But your business needs to be able to be found by and promoted to the ever-increasing number of people who use the web to find the products and services they want. So if you're not going to do anything else, establish some sort of home base for your business on the web, and be sure that your small business is listed in various online directories. So actively marketing your business online is even better and will give it a far, far better chance of reaching your customers. One possibility is to engage customers through social media. And that is really, really very, very, very important. Remember, we've talked about social media on this platform. Okay, my final tip to this afternoon is trying to do everything yourself. Of course you can't. It's that simple and that aggravating. Running a small business, even if it's a one-person business, involves so many different tasks that no one person can do them all well. Even if each of us was perfect and had all the skills to do an outstanding job at whatever we set our hands to, each of us is still constrained by time. Most days, I predict, you'll be lucky if you even get done what you plan to get done when your day started. So do yourself a favor and increase the chance of your new business succeeding by getting the help you need from the get-go. Okay, so hire and learn how to delegate, hire and outsource to make most of your skills and benefit from outside expertise. For example, do you really need to do your own accounting? Accountants have a lot more financial and tax knowledge than you have, more than likely, and can save you a bundle of time and even money at tax time. Okay, as I go this afternoon on Let's Talk Business, to come back again for another edition, which will be meeting one of my colleagues who will be talking business with you. Who doesn't want to succeed? Everybody really wants to succeed. So I've yet to meet a person who wants to start a business that's quickly going to go under. So if starting a business is in your future, understand that starting a business is a process, not an event. If you take the time to do the thinking and the research and get your ducks lined up in a row, you'll hugely increase the likelihood of your new business succeeding. Okay, this is where I draw the curtain on Let's Talk Business today. And then you'll be joining my colleagues tomorrow for another edition of Let's Talk Business. And that will be coming in another one. Okay, my name is Ibrahim Shita. Remember to follow us on Twitter at IBR925FM and on Facebook, Impact Business Radio, IBR92.5 FM. Keep the conversation going. How do you avoid mistakes in business? Have a lovely day and enjoy your business. Goodbye.